Hello and welcome to the Women Racing to Win. Joe Samaniego here along with Danielle Zeri from the Racers, the girls behind the helmet. Very exciting show, and especially we have the third race of the 2021 W Series this weekend. And it's very exciting because we're at the Silverstone circuit, side of the Formula One British Grand Prix. Rethink Racing, of course, that is the tagline for the W Series with the F1 sprint race and the W Series in this new vein. Definitely have a lot of people rethinking about racing. And of course, three British drivers at the top: Jamie Chadwick, Sarah Moore, and Alice Powell. How exciting is this to have the W Series at Silverstone, home of some very passionate British fans that love their home country drivers?
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Joe, for having me once again with you guys on the show. As you said, it's going to be massively exciting weekend for motor racing at Silverstone for the British Grand Prix in front of this huge crowd that finally it's coming back after this long wait. W Series also is coming home, sort of, because it is really a British championship at the art. All the main personnel is British. The team that is behind the management of the cars, so the race team that is taking care of all the cars is a British one. And of course, we have 1/3 of the grid who is British, so it's a very British championship, even though, of course, it is an international series. As you said, the first three in the classifying so far are also British, so they have had a great start of their 2021 season. Jamie Chadwick has grabbed the points lead after the second of the double headers round in Austria at the Red Bull Ring last time out. She has scored a perfect race weekend with a podium, a fastest lap, and a victory for a British team, Veloce Racing. Veloce Racing that has this morning announced a new team principal, who is also a woman. So definitely going to be interesting to watch. And also we have Sarah Moore in second place, very solid racer. Not much talk about Sarah Moore as a potential title contender, but I can't see why she couldn't be in contention for the big prize, because from what we've seen so far. We've seen some drivers struggling into the first round, and then some others struggling into the second one. That while they had done very good in the first race. So, and Sarah was pretty much the only one to be on top form, both in race one and race two. So if she can continue with this pace, maybe just not winning races, but even if she can be that consistent in around the podium positions, with such a short calendar, she definitely can have her say at the end of the season. And then, of course, we have Alice Powell winning and dominating the first round in Austria. She's back with a new helmet, so look out for that green new helmet in British racing colors, which has been curiously designed by Abby Pulling, the Formula 4 racer that will make her debut in W Series this weekend. So she's going to be the sixth British racer racing in W Series this weekend at Silverstone. Of course, she's making her debut in the Puma car in place of Goja Dest. Goja was only contracted for the first two races in Austria. Because of course she is racing, she's in place of Tasmin Pepper, the South African driver that is the official driver, but is currently unable to race in W Series. And so, of course, there was Gosha also scoring a point in the first round, and then we will have Abby Pulling making her debut, 18-year-old driver. Really interesting, super quick in Formula 4 cars. She was quick in testing, so it's going to be one of the top stories from this weekend. And also really interesting is going to be the fact that for the first time, Alice Powell and Abby Pulling, who have a relationship like mentor and protege relationship. Alice is also, of course, her coach in British Formula 4. And really is the woman behind Abby Pulling's success, I would say. So it's going to be really interesting to see them competing for the very first time together on the same grid, one against each other. They said that they will race hard each other, but of course with respect. Abby also said that, of course, with Alice being in the title fight, she will have some extra respect for Alice if she is going to race wheel to wheel with her mentor. So really interesting story as well.
Very interesting story, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun this race, especially Silverstone. A lot of times when a British driver wins, they seem to go crazy. If Chadwick, Moore, or Powell wins, to see that kind of excitement for them will be huge. A lot of British flags will be waving throughout the weekend. Of course, we have that international field, very heavily influenced the W Series with Great Britain, but it's definitely an international field of drivers from all across the world, including Italian racer Vicky Piria, coming off of Italy's big win, the Euro Cup. I know a lot of people have been talking about that all week, including here in the United States. And the United States, Savory Cook representing the Stars and Stripes here. A lot of folks heard the U.S. national anthem at the Formula E race where we saw at Ready Autosports 1. Can we see that at Silverstone? A lot of people are going to be watching that. And then, interestingly, one driver that, because of international sporting regulations, can't display the Russian flag, Irina Serdukova, and she has had a really fast start. Fourth in the points, she's only 11 points behind Jamie Chadwick in the championship, 18 years old, and racing with some of the best in the world. Is she the true underdog story coming in this weekend, and can she be on the podium?
Interesting question. Irina is definitely one of the most interesting newcomers in W Series. She did extremely well in the first two rounds, improved a lot, quite a lot. I would say that Irina, as much as Belen Garcia and Nerea Marti and also Bruna Tomaselli are really the four drivers that impressed the most into the first two rounds in W Series. Irina also was in the Asian Formula 3 Championship this winter and had quite a lot of track time in the Tatu's Formula 3 car that is also used in W Series, as well as Belen Garcia, who has been racing in the Formula Regional European Championship, which also employs the same car. So we've spoke with Vicky Piria, as you said, during the week. We've published a pretty long interview with Vicky, the only Italian driver on the grid. So definitely we encourage everyone to go check out that interview. It's really insightful with a lot and very passionate. You can really grasp Vicky's passion for motor racing. She said that she was so happy to be back in a Formula 3 car. But I think she has a point when she says that she's a driver that really needs some mileage to be back in the zone again. While some drivers like Irina, like Belen, could really do well because they were much better prepared in the first couple of rounds, because they were in the car quite a lot in the car in more recent times. So Vicky says this, but I kind of shared her view. I think we were going to see Vicky or also Marta Garcia, for example, drivers that had no track time in that car throughout for almost 2 years. So when the season progresses, I think that they will be much closer to the end. So in coming in the first rounds, we will see drivers like Irina and Belen doing very well. Of course, props to them because they prepared very well and they're really fast. But as the season progresses, probably we're going to see a much tighter gaps in coming into the second part of the season. And also speaking about Sabre Cook, as you said, if it's going to be possible to see her on the podium, why not? W Series has definitely made a lot of things possible in the past couple of years. We've seen some great surprises. She hasn't had the best start of her season so far. She struggled quite a lot in the first round, but she had a great second round. She didn't score points, but she had a great comeback during the race. She made a lot of positions in the opening laps, and only towards the end, she had another problem and dropped a little bit behind and couldn't score points. But I think that she has made a good progression from the first round. And why not? If we get like maybe a crazy race with some maybe rain, I don't know. But if something happens, why not? Sabre will be there, ready to pick up the pieces and score big points.
Definitely being there, especially if we have rain or something, picking it up. And you bring up a good point about the drivers with the experience, and as the season progresses, if they're able to make a comeback. And of course, as you mentioned, Vicky, Sabre Cook, but also towards the back with no points as well, along with Marta Garcia. We also have Jessica Hawkins, and of course, Beitske Visser, who was second place in the championship last year. And now they come into this round, all of them 0 points. How important is qualifying for these drivers to get that position up towards the front and in the points?
Yeah, it's massively important. As you said, Beitske is also quite a surprise to see her still at 0 points after 2 rounds. Of course, a strong championship contender in 2019, one of the early front runners from last year, 2 years ago. But definitely, Beitske is really going to need some big points to catch up with Jamie and Alice and Sarah. And starting position is important. Beitske was starting on the front row last time out. She stalled. Unfortunately, she did a mistake and stalled. That's been quite a few drivers lamenting the same problems with the clutch at the start. Marta Garcia had the same problem, and also Ayla Agren 2 times, in both the Austrian rounds. Marta Garcia actually told us that they watched the data after the race to analyze what went wrong at the start, and they could see no problem. So I think that they are going to need to look into it a little bit more to see what's the problem with the stars. Because also other drivers had the same thing. But yeah, as you said, qualifying is important. It's of course in a circuit like Silverstone, there are passing opportunities. There are long straights and some good passing opportunities. But still, qualifying is going to be important, definitely. And we've seen both of the drivers winning the past 2 rounds, starting from pole. So it is going to be important.
Yes, it seems like if you're up on the pole, the front 2 rows, you're going to have a much cleaner race. Where if you're towards the back, you're going to have a harder time getting towards the front. But definitely Silverstone, especially with some of the famous corners, their high-speed straights, I think we could see some drivers put together a great race and start going towards the front. But definitely it's going to be very exciting to see what happens. And of course, we encourage everyone in the chat room to share who you think is going to win this race, for a special pick a winner for the W Series race in Silverstone. Definitely, of course, your first time playing, if you get your pick correct, it's double the points, so you'll get in the top 10. And we'll display your name or Twitter, TikTok handle online right here. So, Daniel, this is probably, I feel, one of the first races besides Formula E in picking a winner. Who do you see winning the W Series Silverstone Grand Prix race?
$1 million question, innit? I'm going with Jamie again. Yeah, hopefully there will be some crazy race and for entertainment, but I'm going with Jamie just because of her experience.
And for me, I'm gonna go with Sarah Moore, second in the points. I think she could put together a good, solid race. at Silverstone from the home country crowd and take a win and really bring that championship battle to Jamie. And I think really set up for a fun, entertaining championship and for everyone, especially if you're going to try to catch the race. Of course, it's definitely going to be on television in the United States. It's a little bit harder, but one option we definitely want to recommend is, of course, on YouTube. We definitely want you to check out Josh's channel. He will be commentary with Meg online on YouTube live during the W Series race. There are the times there, including 8:20 Eastern, 5:20 a.m. Pacific, so early wake-up call for me. But definitely, of course, the W Series race has been a lot of fun throughout the year, and I think it's just going to be another exciting race, the third round of the W Series. And of course, Dan will be with us on Saturday's Grid Life pre-race to recap the W Series race.